and Jeanie. Welcome to Coffee Chat, BNOW Coffee Chat. BNOW is an organization of women advocating women, supporting each other in the workplace and emotionally, and loving each other with no judgment. Hi, Jeanie.
Hey, Cindy. I'm so glad that we get together for these talks, and it's always so much fun. And, we have, I just want people to know, Cindy and I are both professional speakers. She's a professional musician. I'm, kind of a professional broadcast person and advertising person. But we have a very loose outline when we're getting ready to have these coffee chats. We know what we're going to talk about, but the golden rule is we can't talk about it off the air because, as Cindy always says, all the good stuff happens off the air. So, oh my God,
don't talk. Let's put on the record.
So anyhow, today, what we want to talk about, Cindy, is, and you brought it up. We are BNOW, the beautiful network of women advocating women, and together healing the world with love. Well, that's a nice little tagline, and it actually is true. But what in the world does that mean? So today, healing the world with love, all of us have our own worlds, and we have things that intertwine. We have our home life, and we have our friends, and we have our family, and we have our jobs, or, avocations or hobbies, or whatever it is that we like to do. We have our bodies and our health and how we feel about that, and our pets, and, you name it. But how do we advocate other women? Well, you touched on it, because this is one thing that we always say in our weekend retreats, is that there's only one rule, and that rule is?
No judgment.
No judgment, including no self-judgment.
Right. Yes.
So we don't have this little, side talking, oh, did you see her and what she came down in and da-da-da, right? No. We don't tolerate that.
No.
And the reality is, Cindy, it always comes from the top.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. In fact, I mentioned to you the other day, and this was way back in the day. It was one of the, the early mobster movies. What was it, with Don Corleone?
The Godfather?
Not Goodfellas, Godfather. And he was talking about trouble within the organization, the mafia, and they were having some bad apples. And he said, well, the fish always rots from the head down. In other words, whoever is the head of that has to maintain their integrity and their health and their love for one another, because if they go rotten, the whole thing goes down.
That's right.
And time again, you've seen it in churches, schools, governments, businesses, families, organizations, clubs. I mean, you see it. And some just run like a well-oiled machine. And then oftentimes, whoever is the head, the male or the woman or the group or whatever, as soon as that's taken away, everything just kind of falls apart. And, it's not the same. So one thing that you and I have always done is maintain this integrity with one another.
Yes.
There are no secrets with you.
Maybe sometimes I tell you too much.
But you know what I mean, even down to, and what do people fight about? They fight about jealousy, jealousy, yeah. and they fight about money. Mm-hmm. And we don't do that. Mm-hmm. I mean, everything is completely transparent. I keep the books, but I show you everything,
we also do, Jeanie, we protect each other.
What's that?
We protect each other.
We do. We do.
Yeah.
We do. And we have had some attacks from the outside, and we go, not my Cindy.
No,
you got to go to me, big boy.
No. And I remember at one retreat that we had, somebody came to me, they had an issue with somebody else. Uh-huh. And they wanted to tell me that they, that so-and-so did such and such. And you were working so hard, putting the retreat together and making things wonderful. And so
they wanted to tattletale to me.
Yeah, but no, they came to me. And they said, well, did you tell Jeanie what I told you? And I said, no, look at her. She's having a blast. The retreat's going well. And not only that, but we don't have a dog in it. Okay. If you have an issue with somebody, then talk to them about it. Yeah. But we're not, this isn't high school, and we're not the principal and the teacher. And because that's not how we roll, Jeanie. And you were doing so much work, and you were in such a great mood. And I was looking at you, and no, that'll throw her off balance. We're on a momentum. We're going to keep this vortex, this energy, because that's the goal of our retreats, and the retreat that we're going to do in October on this cruise that we're putting together. The whole idea is to give us tools and an understanding of how to get into that high vibration, into the vortex, and into the spirit of love. And anything that is counter to that isn't allowed. It's not allowed.
It is not allowed. And we just don't. And because of that, Cindy, I mean, we have over the years, I mean, honest to God, I can count on like 3 fingers of people who were unhappy, but it never had anything to do with us. That was their own stuff.
Yeah.
But, we just go, you got to deal with it on your own.
That's right. Yeah, we're not there to fix people. We're not a therapy group. We are a group that creates positive, beautiful energy at our retreats. And you can't help but get in sync with that. Yes. Not only that, Jeanie, but we've had the last 2 retreats, we had 2 people that were healed. The last retreat we had, one of the gals came in, she wasn't walking very well. She had bags under her eyes.
Yeah. She was in a lot. Well, she had some major surgery the month before.
Exactly. And so our power
showed up. Okay, here, people. It's no excuse.
She showed up. She showed up anyway. She got there late because she had to pull over and take a nap. But the power of 8 girls were there. And after they worked on her bags were gone the next day. Remember?
She got a facelift.
Oh my God. It was crazy. Well, it's not crazy. It's what love does. It's what love energy, bringing love energy, that is what's so healing. And
so,
then
a couple, I didn't mean to jump in on you, but this just reminds me, we had talked on another recent coffee chat about Misty and hiring BNOW women for this, really important type of work. But they just laugh and they just do the Abraham Hicks stuff and they just have fun and they go, very good, very good.
Yay! Misty taught us that, everybody. Which, by the way, when I'm playing games now, like playing cards, because my family's a big game player, whoever wins, I always say, yay, very good, yay, daddy, or whoever won the game. And they all kind of look at me like crazy. So we need to be happy for somebody who wins. If you're upset about winning, that you didn't win, play another game, because the odds are.
And if you are upset, look, you bring up a great point here too. If you want to have unlimited money, you better celebrate those people who won the Mega Millions.
Yes.
I'm serious.
That's absolutely
right. Put it out of your mind. Well, they're probably blah, blah, blah. Okay. You just slammed your door shut.
It's funny you would say that, because I was speaking at Belmont College in Nashville, Tennessee, because I'm a songwriter, and they asked me to come talk to a class about songwriting. And so I told everybody there, I said, have you ever heard a song on the radio that you say, how did that make it? I write better songs than that. How many people have ever had that feeling? And they all raised their hand and they're all groaning. Yeah, I write better songs. I said, you should be happy for the person who got their song to wherever it did. If you change your energy to that, not jealousy or that should be me or demonizing their song. I said, because believe me, when I wrote my song, you think everybody was going, oh, that's the best song I ever heard. Oh no. Yeah. They come after you people who are successful, it's more fun to try and ruin their day than somebody who's not.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just,
that brings me to a point. We talked about hiring people within our group now. And, there are other ways to advocate. And you and I have talked for a long time about, because the mechanics of this, about book publishing.
Mhm.
And you've done a lot of that, and you know how to upload it, and you know how to do all the stuff on, the direct publishing and all of that jazz. And so we've talked about that. One of our BNOW women, Ann Bardsley, and I want you all to make a note of this, Anne Bardsley, and she has just published her second book called Angel Bumps, Hello from Heaven. And then she's published book 2. But what she does is she solicits people to tell their stories about their experiences with somebody who has passed on and how they know that they have been, in contact with them. And she is so successful. Well, guess what? We are so excited to promote her.
Yes.
The people who come, Misty left one of our retreats in 2019 in Dallas and wrote 3 children's books in the following month. 3. And so, it's like, okay, we celebrate that.
Yes.
And we've got ideas of like people who would love to do speaking. Well, if you're jealous of someone who's doing speaking, put it together. My motto is, she who thinks of it has to do it. People come and go, well, Jeanie, why didn't you put together a speakers bureau? I was like, that's a great idea. She who thinks of it has to do it. Let me know when it's done. You are not going to put your dream off on me, although I would love that.
That's a full-time job right there. Yeah.
Well, but somebody is like, yeah, baby, I'm there. So what I would like to do is issue a proclamation to everybody going, we know you have talent. We know that you have drive. And like we talked about in that particular coffee chat, what you wants you. It's like a heat-seeking missile. It is looking for that match, which is you, that you have prepared your whole life for and you're ready for. And, I just want to, I know we're kind of running out of time here, but we also talked about asking for what you want. Ask for what you want and don't be afraid of this. So long years ago, I had dated this guy, and anyhow, it was tragic, but he dropped dead in 50 feet away from me. And I just circled the drain for a year and, yelled at God and, how dare you? And I've only helped you, blah, blah, and all this. And finally, I just went, you know what, God, I'm tired of fighting. I'm done. I'm tired of fighting. And I surrender. That doesn't mean I'm giving up. That means I surrender. And that's a totally
That's a very powerful thing to do.
It is. I just
surrender.
Happen.
Surrender doesn't mean giving up.
No, it's not waving the right flag. It's like going, let go of how it has to happen.
Yeah, let go.
But I started telling people, and people would say something like, are you married? And I was like, no, I'm not married right now, but I am looking for a husband. Well, you would have thought that I just said, I eat doo-doo on a stick or something. What did you just say? And I was like, I'm looking for a husband. I can't believe that you would say that. Doesn't it make you look desperate? It was like, no. I said, a little black dress. I would say it. And you go, oh, I know exactly where you need to go over to Nordstrom, or you need to go to this resale shop that does gowns and, or whatever. If I was looking for a house, you would tell me. If I was looking for a car, oh, my cousin sells cars, and what kind do you want? Get really clear. If I was looking for a dog. And so if I'm looking for a husband, no, there's no difference.
They don't have places you can go shopping for a husband.
That wasn't even up to me. That really wasn't even up to me.
A consignment shop.
Yeah, husband consignment shop.
Something that somebody didn't want anymore.
Someone said they wanted to marry a Hell's Angel because he rode a motorcycle. He had all these tattoos and he wore earrings. They said, we know he likes expensive stuff. He's into pain with the tattoos and he buys jewelry. No, that's not my deal. But get clear on what you want. And don't be afraid to ask. Seriously. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want. So anyhow, everyone, please go to beautifulnetworkofwomen.com. Look online at our fabulous cruise. We are going on this celebrity cruise line, leaving in October on the 8th, and we'll be out at sea for 6 days. We're going down into the Caribbean. It is going to be magnificent.
It really is.
By the end of the summer, and when you're like, you've got like all the holidays in your sights, and you're like, I need a break, come get a break with us and go to beautifulnetworkofwomen.com and get registered.
Yeah, this is the first time we're actually inviting husbands to come. They're not invited to the workshops, but we are invited.
They get see that we have women's things, and we'll meet for lunch and stuff like that on the ship. But yeah, this is the very first time we've allowed anyone with a Y chromosome to join us.
Also, we're looking for stories, girls. We're going to be publishing our first BNOW book. Just tell us a story, something that impacted your life, something that made a difference in your life, maybe a miracle that happened in your life. Share how that happened. Share how it evolved. We're looking for stories so we can share.
Yes. Okay. So, and we'll give you more parameters, how many words, kind of like what the genre is, and where to send it and when to send it. But we're just planting the seed. We're actually asking for what we want. So thank you.
Exactly. Well, Jeanie, you and I, when we first started BNOW, we saw thousands of people, of people, and we've come to our spot. And they say that's usually 5 years, which was last year. And something happened, clicked, like boom, in September of last year. And we both looked at each other and we just knew it did. So we're in momentum right now.
Very first time. And, we have been friends for a long time. And we just fell into each other's arms and just wept.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Because we saw.
I may cry now, but it's just because we were so grateful.
And well, just seeing the transformation in all of the women that we've gotten so close to has been amazing.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk again soon, my friend.
Okay.
Thank you. Love you very much.
I love you.
Adios.